Hello and welcome back to another edition of Talking Quack and Smack with TC Duck Club. I'm Skylar Ray.
I'm Keith Tarver. I'm Cole Riddle.
Man, I want y'all to look what the cat drug in. And by the cat, I mean like the cat driving the water patrol boat. My old classmate didn't make it to the class reunion last night. Jake's on the lake. He was working, but he got to meet my buddy Cole last night.
Yeah.
Cole, tell him about meeting my classmate.
Well, we was going, me and the wife and the kids was going to eat at Jake's on the lake last night, and we slowed down, idling up there to the dock, and I could see the boat coming. I thought, that looks like the Fuzz. You know, you just don't usually see big center console boats and all closed in. You know, I thought, yeah. Well, it wasn't long. He flipped that switch for them little flashing lights come on. I said, yep, here he comes. Well, he pulled over and introduced himself, and we learned a little bit more about the rules of boating on Alabama waterways differ slightly from some Mississippi laws. And he told me all about that.
You know,
all things I did wrong.
They've got all those rules printed on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah, that probably would have been a good thing to look at.
Well, you know, the thing about it is, old Daniel, well, I don't guess I need to call him Daniel since he was in beauty. He was my buddy in high school. Yeah. And he grew up right down the road from my grandmother. So, giving respect to the law enforcement, because Daniel's about as good a guy as you'd ever want to meet. But Officer Money is a good guy. And
he was real nice. We got off with a warning.
Well,
so it didn't cost us no money this time.
Well, that's a good thing, I guess.
As good as it gets right there.
So tell us your first impression of Jake's on the Lake.
It was good. Good food. They had that, the guy, I don't remember his name, that was singing.
Uh-huh.
We stayed a little bit for that, heard a few songs. Good atmosphere. It's good weather last night. Wasn't too hot, which is
had a pretty good breeze blowing there right before dark.
Yep.
But nice. Jake and Julie, that was Ryan, by the way. Don't interrupt us. Oh,
he sent me a text. You have to cut that out.
Oh, okay. So where did we get to?
Ryan, you was talking about Julie and Jake.
All right. It was a pretty good little breeze blowing right there before dark.
Yeah.
And
felt good. Good weather.
Jake from Jake's on the Lake, his wife Julie and my wife went to school at Auburn together, War Eagle. But it has really kind of changed the way the lake operates, if you will. There's been several owners of decks and docks. You know, I think y'all went there today. It's an awesome place. And then there's another one over here on the other side of the causeway, Lake Wise 360. And you know, we're slowly catching up with the times. Time rolls slow around this town. We got a couple red lights when they put Walmart in.
Yeah.
But
I thought I was rolling into a big city that had 5 lanes, man. They got 2 lanes on each side and a turn lane in the middle.
Did you see the Dollar General at right beside Walmart, and then the one on down the street with another piece?
Yeah.
I don't know what the people at Dollar General are doing, but we've got a Dollar General like everywhere.
I think their business plan is like 1 every 2 square miles. They packed like cordwood.
Like we've got one up there, a Dollar General and a Dollar Tree up on 411 and Key, and then we got one going out by David's Appliance. Mm-hmm. Then we got 2 on that end of town, one in Leesburg, one in Cedar Bluff.
Same Rock.
There is one. That's a market. Yeah. Dollar General. Hey, our Dollar General.
And then Watson's Crossroads. And then it's Cedar Bluff.
We got one up by the house. You can get gas at.
No way.
Well,
Mississippi got it going on.
It used to be one of the little Walmarts, the little Walmart market. And it closed down. They turned it into DG.
Well, I don't know how I'm going to top the story we was talking about right before we started filming.
Yeah.
Because it was a good prank on our old buddy Big O. But you mentioned our Beaver story that we told.
Yeah.
And something that you may have I may have to go deep in my bag to beat you. But
before we get started, everybody if you haven't seen this, go back to our podcast with all my rowdy friends, and you can hear Skylar tell the story about the Beaver prank. And Cole has heard that story, and he says that he's going.
He said he's got one.
He's going to compete with us.
I don't know that it will top it, but it's pretty good.
We're all about a Beaver story.
It was pretty good, and the fella that this happened to, he might not want me to tell it, but it's all right. It's been.
Well, we'll just call him Joe.
Yeah. All right.
Joe.
We can call him Joe.
All right. Let's call him Joe.
So
is his name Joe?
No.
All right. Well, we'll call him Joe then.
So we were
in quotation marks.
Yeah, in quotations. So some of my wife's friends, they got a private lake that a couple of families are in on, I think, a couple of generations back. But they've all stayed close, and all of our friend group. I kind of got in the friend group from going to school, some college with some of them, and we started hanging out, riding four-wheelers, just doing redneck things. And it was always a place we always kind of hung out because it was, the cabins were kind of spread apart, but we could ride four-wheelers and kind of be there and not get into trouble on the roads.
Yeah.
And it rocked on. It was probably. It's been about 10 years, I guess, before me and my wife got married. But I took my boat, and we were going to do some boat fishing. And they had a big shallow kind of run up into a cove, and there was some carp in the lake, so we were going to boat fish a little bit. And but there was I'm going to say there was probably 10 to 15 couples there, whether dating or married, some of them married. And all the girls are kind of doing their thing, and the guys is doing our thing. So we said we're going to get on the boat and do a little boat fishing. But I was the only one that had a bow fishing bow, and I'm left-handed. There was one other left-handed guy there, so he was going to shoot. I was driving the boat, and I was just kind of idling around. Well, there ended up being 7 of us in this 15-foot aluminum boat, and they was all, of course, we had everybody's big old redneck fun, guns and everything. So they all get into the boat, and I said, well, I'm gonna at least take one weapon out of the boat. I'm gonna leave my pistol in the truck. We got too many people. I'm gonna try to kind of be the sober mind here. And we idling around, shining the spotlight. Well, see 2 eyes swimming across the little shallow spot there. So we run up there. We're going to shoot this beaver with a pistol. Of course, there's 3 or 4 of them got pistols. And they just go after it. They have it. And they ain't conserving ammo. We turned it sideways and we spray and pray. They letting her eat. And the beaver is not quite deceased, but he ain't feeding it. Well, I talked, me and a couple of them, we talked this old boy into get that beaver. And we'll finish him off when we get back to the boat. Go get him. Well, he strips down to nothing but his boxer shorts, and he starts off, and there's beaver runs and everything, so it's shallow. And then step in a beaver run, I mean, it's probably 2 o'clock in the morning. I think it actually was 3 o'clock.
What time of year is this?
This was, I think it was about this time of year. It wasn't cold, but it's kind of getting toward fall, toward football season a little bit. And so we convinced him to get out there and get this beaver. So he starts out, across the beaver runs, he's falling down, getting back up, and he gets to it, he grabs it by the tail, and he goes to dragging it. I said, pick it up, come on, throw him in the boat. Well, he grabs him up by the tail, and when he's holding the tail of that beaver up about eye level, the head of that beaver is just above the kneecap. And he makes a few steps, and when he hits that beaver run, he falls on the beaver. And the beaver bites him on the inside of the thigh. And
How long did it take him to let go of that beaver?
Oh, he was a trooper. He hung on. He hung on. He screamed. I've got this on video.
It might be G.I. Joe. It might be G.I. Joe.
It was pretty close. It was up there in the white meat. You know, it was above the tan line for sure. It was well above the tan line. Well, he screams and he's blowing bubbles, screaming and everything. And I'm like, come on, man up, pick him up, let's go. We too invested at this point to let this beaver go.
Sure.
We finally get the beaver in the boat, and when he bit him, he completely closed. Oh my God. Through and through.
Like a snapping turtle.
Yeah, just bam. And we get on the phone, we like, of course, it's bleak. I mean, like, it's bleak. And he's splashing lake water on it. You know, that really helped. That really helped real deep.
That's healthy.
Deep wounds. And we call his wife. She's up at the cabin asleep. Because, like I said, it's like 3:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. We said, hey, you're going to have to take him to the hospital. And we 45 minutes from the hospital. They said, well, what happened? We said, he got bit by a beaver. She hung up on us. She thought we was joking. Well, we come pulling up. We get back to the boat dock. We dispatch the beaver. And we go back up there to the cabin. We wake her up. We're like, hey, you got to take him to the hospital. Like, he has been bit by a beaver. And, yeah.
So what is the, I don't know, it wouldn't be anti-venom. I mean, I would say you'd start with a rabies shot and maybe some stitches.
Yeah, there was some stitches involved for sure. And we thought, you know, you ain't never heard of, or at least we hadn't heard of a rabid beaver. Well, lucky him, there was one. I think it was in South Carolina. Was an account of a rabid beaver, so he did have to get a rabies shot. And fought infection pretty bad in that leg.
I would say probably.
Yeah, and that Mississippi mud lake water, whatever that was, and he was walling around in with that thing. God,
that was.
And see, here's the next thing. That's one of your major arteries is in that leg right in there. What are you talking about?
It was he screamed pretty loud when it bit him.
Well, and here's the thing, just like the beaver story.
Hold on, before we go any further. So did he hold on to the beaver?
He did. Well, he let go.
But he got it back.
But after, don't give in to peer pressure and go after the still alive beaver is the moral to the story, I guess.
Ooh.
But yeah, after some convincing, because the beaver was not in any shape to be leaving, really. And we talked him into getting it and putting it in the boat. We rode back. I had my feet on him, so I didn't want to be his next victim. Just kept my feet on him, kept him in the bottom of the boat. Back to the boat.
You know, the similarities in these two stories is if that blazer is still anywhere around, the remnants of that beaver smell is still in it. And when you find your buddy Joe, you can still see the old teeth marks in his leg. So these beavers are still hanging around. If that blazer's, unless it got caught in the fire somewhere.
All right, so tonight we've got Cole Riddle. We just heard a good beaver story. And our next guest is one that I just could not possibly wait to actually do this in person because I've been so enamored and captured by the guy. He needs no introduction. He's Mr. Robert Youens. He is the Great Loop guy. What do you want us to call you, Mr. Robert?
Just Robert sounds good. Great Loop John Boater, that's kind of what I go by.
The restless. My
boat is in my YouTube channel is called Ageless Wanderer. Like I wander around. I love to get in the boat. I'm not as much of a fisherman as I am a hunter and a guy that likes to ride around in John boats.
Well, we fixed to scratch that itch for you when you when you get up here to TC Duck Club. We got.
I can't wait. It ought to be a blast.
Well, we sure are excited about you coming up here, but we're really excited that you hopped on here tonight, and and got on the podcast with us. I've got a ton of questions, and I'm not going to spoil the whole podcast, that we're going to do when you get up here. But I guess we just need to tell everybody what's going on and why Mr. Robert is coming. So, Mr. Robert set the world record for the speed for the single engine, single operator, Great Loop time. What was the official time?
It was 19 days, 13 hours, and 1 minute. And just to make sure everyone knows what the Great Loop is, the Great Loop basically consists of getting across the Gulf, across the state of Florida, then all the way up the East Coast through, past the Statue of Liberty and up the Hudson River to the Erie Canal. Crossing the Erie Canal gets you from the Atlantic into the Great Lakes, and crossing through the Great Lakes, and you end up coming out at Chicago. And they basically dug a channel into the Illinois River so you can go straight from the Great Lakes all the way back to the Mississippi River. And I went down the Mississippi River to the Ohio River. And then there's this canal that no one knows about called the the Tennessee Tom Bigby Canal. And it cuts straight from Illinois over to Mobile, Alabama. Craziest canal no one knows about. Took that canal back to Mobile, Alabama, crossed the bay, took a left at Gulf Shores, and wrapped it up back in Pensacola. So that's basically, it's a circumnavigation of the whole eastern United States.
That's crazy. I mean, that's amazing.
Look, I got tired doing the East Coast trip in a truck.
Oh, yeah.
So I can only imagine what it was like in a John boat with a tiller handle engine.
Yeah, most people can't even get a grasp around wrapping their hand on a tiller for 14 to 18 hours a day. But it's just something that I've done my whole life. Did it through the Arctic, through the Inside Passage, and I've just got tens and tens of thousands of miles running tiller. I know how to set them up real comfortable. And so for me, I feel way more connected to my boat holding onto a tiller than I do, steering my boat through a cable or something. It's a really connected feeling.
That's just amazing, man. I can't imagine what that. I mean, there's so many questions, but we're not even going to get into that because it's only going to be a couple of weeks before you're actually here and sitting down here with us in person. We just want to kind of do an introduction and to our fans and to our viewers with you, and just kind of that little teaser that we're sliding out there this week. And appreciate you coming on. I know Skylar sent you a message earlier. Appreciate you coming on and giving us a few minutes tonight. But man, this is
absolutely
awesome.
Well, Mr. Youens is obviously a boat captain,
100%,
and he lives in Austin, Texas, and we better be careful telling people where you live. The paparazzi is liable to show up.
Well, you notice I did turn my tracker off because my wife didn't want all the followers following me right to my home.
Yeah,
I've been known to have people come through the woods to track me down just to visit in the middle of the night.
Well, hey, what you done was absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to, kind of dig deeper in the situation and the experience, because I would be lying if I didn't say that I would really like for you to do it again next summer, and me and you do it together. Like, I would love to do it. We'll take my boat and we'll just strike out.
Well, I might already have something planned for next year.
Well, I'll go there. I just want to. I love an adventure. We'll go anywhere.
Well, I got approached by a pretty elite crew, and I touched base with the Hot Sue, and I said, "Hey, y'all gonna put some motors on this boat for me?" And they said, "Robert, we don't want you getting in a boat without the Hot Sues on it." So we may be taking a boat that is proven on the Great Loop and repowering it with a 3-man team to run 24 hours a day. And we may be going after that 12-day record.
You heard it here first, folks.
I haven't really made it in a formal announcement. By January in the Miami Boat Show, I'll probably be making an announcement. A lot of people don't know yet that I'm going to be at the Miami and Toronto Boat Shows. So, it's going to be a fun spring getting ready for next year.
Well, up until right now, Cole being an exception, but he's from Mississippi, and we've got him sworn to secrecy.
Okay.
But up until today, we went Facebook Live. If you are wondering what this little mechanism is right here, this is a Gather grill, and you need to make yourself familiar with Gather grills. It's one of our sponsors. We picked it up yesterday, and Cole stopped by, so we grilled out tonight. And Mr. Jamie Wilhite with Rowdy Coolers is one of our sponsors. These guys are, again, one of our sponsors at TC Duck Club, but the products that we're using, trying to tell people, and your name got brought up by accident, to tell you the truth, because I was trying to keep it a secret. But since I dropped it on Facebook Live, I wanted a chance to kind of get you on the podcast and let everybody know, because again, I know there's going to be tons of people that will be upset if we don't let somebody or let them know that somebody like you is going to be here. So again, I just want to let everybody know that Mr. Robert Youens will be in attendance at the TC Duck Club Dove Hunt. So if you're interested, make sure you go to tcduckclub.com. Get signed up. You can purchase your tickets. All you got to do is click the link. One ticket gives you a chance to win all those hunts. And I talked to the guys at Weeping Willow Outfitters, and they are going to be in attendance, and they're going to do the drawing at the dove hunt for the 2-man Kansas mallard hunt with us. And Mr. Robert is going to be on site telling stories and hanging out. And he's already let me know.
I hope he's killing some doves.
He's already let me know he wants to sit right on the X. He said he's going to put on for his city.
Well, let me tell you, I hope there's no game wardens watching, but I've been known to help people fill out their limit.
Well, our man just got to meet the Dadgum Water Patrol last night.
We had a class reunion, and my buddy that I graduated with and played Little League Baseball with, he got to meet my buddy
Cole.
Mr. Cole here, during the class reunion. Our water patrol had to work, so he was unable to attend the class reunion, and
unofficially,
unofficially, he didn't get to attend the class reunion. He was there, both in spirit and in boat. But anyway, that's a good story. So again, we tried to contact you earlier. You'll have to make sure you tune in to the TC Duck Club podcast this Tuesday night. It's a pretty good story, and he told another good one about a beaver. And I'm not going to ruin that one for you, but you need to make sure you tune in for the beaver story, because
I'll look forward to it.
We've got some video evidence that's really going to make this thing hit home.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Well, I could tell you some beaver stories also, but I canoed the Mississippi in 2008 solo, and I'd never been around beavers before. And those suckers, they will let you know you're in their territory.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This one got,
you let him know.
He
got a little testy with you.
Yeah, he left his mark, but we'll let you get back to what you're doing. And we really appreciate you stopping in.
We got to make sure we fill up that football stadium too. You got a game coming up. I'm going to come visit with you guys.
Absolutely. I hadn't let those guys know that you're coming, but I might as well go ahead and let the cat out of the bag, because I think a lot of them kind of listen and tune in, and they're going to be excited that you're coming.
Well, I'm so looking forward to the whole experience, hanging out with y'all guys and getting to pop a few caps at some doves and going to the football game. It's going to be a down home weekend, man.
Yeah, we're going to have a good time for sure. And we want you to feel, I guess, special, entitled, whatever you want to call it, because you are our first podcast on the new software.
Yep.
So,
cool.
We've got Mississippi, Alabama, and Texas. That makes a good football team.
That does.
That makes.
Yeah.
Oh, are you Ole Miss? Oh, no, you're Mississippi State, right? Yeah. Okay. So he's Mississippi State, and are you a Longhorn fan? As I guess.
Well, I went to A&M for 3 years, and I ended up graduating from University of Texas. So I'm kind of swing both. I kind of swing toward whichever team's winning that year.
Okay. Good.
If you see Johnny Manziel or Vince Young, bring them out here. I've got some.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Guys. But
that would be a lot of fun.
But all jokes aside, thank you so much. I know it's getting late. We really appreciate you stopping by. And
hey, we're going to take care of you when you get here. You can look at this and tell that this is not a skinny guy. And I'll be doing the cooking at the dove shoot. So you're going to be fed what?
Well, I lost 20. I lost some weight getting ready to set my record. I lost a little more weight. So I'm at a fighting weight where I could stand to gain a few pounds. So I'll help y'all get rid of some of that food.
Well, Miss Lisa Merritt from Maine is coming, and she's promised us a blueberry pie. And I'm telling you, it is.
Oh, did you see his face when you said blueberry pie?
Yeah,
Miss Lisa, because Miss Lisa and Captain Rod, they listen to our podcast all the time. So Miss Lisa, you've got a fan already.
I can't wait.
Blueberry pie.
Well,
lit up.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a great time.
Yep.
Unfortunately, people were trying to pass me food all up and down the rivers and coastlines, and I couldn't take it, man. Y'all heard about my sleep at the tiller incident, I'm sure, and that'll be something everyone will want to ask me about when I get there, I'm sure. But no, we're gonna have a lot to talk about. It'll be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Well, just be careful on your travels, and you give me a holler if you need anything, and I'll have that gun greased up. You just bring your bottle of ibuprofen, and we'll be waiting on you. I hope to send you home with a sore shoulder.
Well, we'll do it, man. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, well, I will be back in touch with you before I head out on the airplane and just make sure we're all in line. I think you got all of my airplane reservations copied, so we'll looking forward to it.
We'll make sure we scoop you up.
Okay, sounds great, guys.
All right, see you, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Man, how awesome was that the great Luke guy, Mr. Robert Ewan.
I can't wait to meet him in person. Yeah, but I can't wait to meet him in person. And man, dropping news on.
Yeah, I can't wait to pick him on that. They said there's a three-man crew.
He wasn't talking about just you.
I don't know, but I may have to bump it up.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. I'm gonna have to wiggle my way in on that.
Follow him or something?
Yeah, I mean, have boat will travel. Have boat will travel.
Motto.
Yeah,
that is a motto.
Around
He
here,
can do it with 3. We'll have 6.
we do a little bow hunting, a little bow fishing, a little deer hunting. Our pro shop down in Anniston, got me like suited up into a saddle. I could just kind of sit down. I would never get in a saddle. You ever been in one? I ain't talking about no horse saddle.
Yeah, like a tree saddle.
Like a tree saddle. I ain't getting in there. It's comfortable.
Never been in one.
I ain't gonna get back in one. I've got tree stands. I can just walk up and put my stuff in. That's why I like duck hunting. You do it like pretty much on the ground.
Is there a heater in it?
Not in a saddle.
Is there a box of Little Debbie's?
Well, unless you
eat
bring
too many Little Debbie's, you might not get back in the saddle
or get out of it.
More the reason.
Speaking of Little Debbie, I tell everybody, we judge around here. We judge how famous you are based off Little Debbie and Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
So you got Little Debbie, Michael Jordan. They're up there. In my household, you don't mess with Little Debbie, and you don't mess with Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
So Robert Ewan's pretty famous, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's a character. I've talked to him several times, and I'm telling you, I can't wait for you guys to sit down and talk to him.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be an awesome conversation. But
sounds like he knows how to burn shotgun powder too.
Well, we're gonna find out. I hope it's as good as it has been in years past. But like I said, we talked about shotgun supply and sitting in that saddle, but we do everything. Hunting, fishing, this and that. But we're known to be duck hunters, I guess you'd say. We ain't afraid to burn diesel fuel anyway. But you got us a good duck hunting story?
Yeah, I got one that's pretty funny. This has been back when I was still in college. It was my sophomore year, and a guy there that was.
Did they have indoor plumbing at Mississippi State then?
I didn't go to Mississippi. Community college. I didn't make it to the big leagues.
Oh, okay.
I'm a 2-year guy.
Amen. Rock up.
That's good old. They call it Harvard on the Big League. It's what the kind of the nickname is. It's Itawamba Community College. It's the 13th grade, ICC community college thing.
Well, it was it was famous a couple of years back. It made YouTube or Netflix. Last Chance U. They were featured on not featured, but they were one of the opponents on on the Netflix series.
Yeah, there was a guy, he was a freshman. I was a sophomore, and he actually went to high school with my wife. He's a great guy, big guy. I mean, he is a large individual. He's like 6'6", 6'7".
Now, I want you to notice, if you look around, one thing we don't condone is making fun of fat people.
Oh, I ain't saying he's fat. Saying when you looking up like that at a photo, that's a big man.
So he's just larger than life.
He's large, real tall, great guy.
I talk slow, but I think slower. Yeah. So I've got to have details for my story.
All right. So obviously, with a guy being that tall, he wears like a size 17 shoe or something. Like this guy wore like the old king size lacrosse waders. They made the king.
Oh yeah.
And they hit him about the belly button. they was hip waders on this guy. Well, we were hunting on some public land in Arkansas, some flooded timber, and it was cold, really, really cold. And it was me and my buddy and my dad. And my dad, he's a wanderer. Like if it gets slow, he starts wandering. He's going somewhere looking for tomorrow. You'll just turn around and be like, where did he get? And he's just gone. He's like a ghost. And so we're sitting there, and it's like 20 degrees around. And we're standing in water. It's pretty cold. But I had found a root ball that where a tree had blown over, and I was kind of sitting up on this root ball. And we would kind of take turns. As you get up out of the water, it's a little bit warmer if you didn't have that water, stuck you waders to you. And we sitting there, and duck comes in, and we kill it. And we didn't have a dog at the time. So he takes out after the duck. He's trudging out there. Water's less than knee deep. And he gets it. He's got this brand new, I think it was a super Vinci Bonnet. He ain't had it long. We 18, 19 years old. Like he's proud of this shot.
Yeah, proud.
And he got them big grizzly bear hands wrapped around it. And he ain't letting it go. Well, he's got this hen mallard in this hand and that pride and joy super Vinci in this hand. About the time that size 17 lacrosse boot hits something, and he goes down.
Oh,
in slow motion. Because he's falling from 6.5 foot up in the air. Splash. And I see him go under, hen mallard, Benelli shotgun, and he's breaststroking. And the water is so shallow, and he's so tall, he can't get his feet up on it. So he gets in good 6 or 8 pumps before he finally gets his feet back under him and stands back up. And when he come back up, he had that hen mallard and that Benelli super Vinci in the hand. And he come on back to the little stump there, and he said, well, I sure am cold.
Yeah, that's a miserable feeling.
And we couldn't leave because, like I said, my dad had done left. Like he walking somewhere, so we're down a man, and we in one vessel to get out.
Oh my!
So we sat there for probably another hour. Of course, and I can't take nothing off to give him dry clothes.
It doesn't fit.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't get him in my clothes with a tube of KY jelly, like it wouldn't fit. And so he sits there. I think I give him a toboggan was about the only thing that would fit him, And we sitting there, and my dad walks back up finally, and he's like, "Well, what? Yeah, he fell in about an hour ago. You was gone. We was waiting on you.
Well,
leave.
If you've ever been duck hunting, you've gotten wet.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you've ever been duck hunting more than once, you've gotten wet. So this story takes us to Ohio, and me and Brian Sneed, a good buddy of mine, we kind of chased the 41 as a group, all of us, and we're in Ohio, just me and Brian at this particular day, and I gotten lucky down in another part of the state to kill my greater and lesser bluebill same trip. And again, we're in Ohio hunting the Great Lakes, and I had no idea where to go. And anytime we get, a wild hare to go chase this or that, we'll kind of get on the DU website and start looking at the migration report. Yeah. And then we'll type in bluebill hunting where that is on YouTube. Yeah. And we'll do some behind the scenes research as much as we can and as thorough as we can, just sitting on the couch and stuff like that. And if we don't feel certain or we don't have a buddy, now we've got friends all over the country that we can call and ask questions for. But this is, again, 10 years ago. We just call the game warden and say, hey, we're from Alabama. We don't know what we're doing. We don't want to die. Please keep us safe. This is what kind of boat we got. This is what kind of duck we want to find and try to hunt. Can you give us any pointers? And every single time, the game warden in whatever state, from California to Maine, Florida to California, any game warden I've ever called, they're nice. They help you out, and more times than not, they'll kind of point you in the right direction, and that's been a good tip. So for anybody listening to the podcast, that's a great little tip right there, and I won't charge anything for that. But anyway, we're in Ohio, and we get out probably 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. It's dark. And the geese have roosted at the boat ramp. And we didn't get there until 1:30 or so, and they were roosted then. So we knew we were pretty close to where waterfowl wanted to be when we got there, and the geese were on ice. It's just big floating ice like this gather grill, about, just chunks big enough for geese to be roosted on. Well, when we went to sleep, we just pulled up, never got out of the truck because it's cold. Ohio's cold. Wintertime, duck season. So we didn't shut the truck off. We just kept the heat on, and kind of took us a little power nap because we wanted to be first at the boat ramp. So we get up because we knew where the game warden had dropped the pin. And if we are told us where to go. And if we don't get that spot, we're out of luck. So again, we get up 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, open the truck door. When I open the truck door, the wind nearly breaks it off the side of the truck. Like it nearly, you could hear it cracking. And I reached and grabbed it. Or it would have just folded it up next to the front tire.
It's a little windy up there.
Bad windy. So the reason we were the first at the boat ramp was not because we got there too early. The wind was coming out of the wrong direction, and the forecast had kind of got screwed up overnight because no weatherman ever tells the truth. And except James Spann. When he takes some suspenders off, so he's getting serious.
Better get serious.
You know who James Spann is? He's James Spann, the weatherman. He's right up there with Little Debbie and Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
But anyway, the wind had changed directions, and we didn't know this. We just knew the wind had picked up. So we put the boat in, the geese get off, and we're feeling good about it. And we go literally 200 or 300 yards, like from the launch. And it's pitch black. All we've got is like a little handheld spotlight, and we're in a CRZ 200. And we're just kind of talking, man, it's cold, the wind's blowing in, it's gonna be cold today. And then all of a sudden we feel the boat just pick up like God has just reached his hands under the boat and just lifts it up in the air. And what had happened, we were talking, not paying attention, and all of a sudden the boat just goes straight up. Well, you know what happens when you go straight up?
Straight down.
You go straight down. So we go straight up and just nosedive into the next wave. And it comes over the bow and just fills the floor of the boat up. And I turn and just hammer it. And we ride the top of that wave and then jump off the wave and boom. And we both just looked at each other like this, just wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. We were awake, no longer worried about how cold it is with the wind blowing, just thankful we didn't just die. So anyway, now our eyes are kind of adjusted to the darkness, and you could just see like Narnia out there, just like the wilds of like 7, 8, 10-foot waves, and we're in like a metal bathtub boat.
Yeah.
So anyway, we put the boat on, and Brian, hey, we're in Ohio. We're not going home. I was like, I'm not putting my boat in out there. No, sir. Not doing it. Yeah. He said, well, I'll find another boat ramp. We'll call a game warden. We'll do something. Let's find it. So we do. Call the game warden. It's like, hey, yeah, the wind's changed. Try this place out here. Well, we get there, and everybody else was trying that place too. You know how it is.
Yeah.
So we put out our decoys, and we didn't fire a shell, like not one shell. But we were the next closest boat to a guy that is just putting on an absolute clinic. He's got a boat that he's hunting all of his hunters out of, and they're tucked in up next to the bank. And he's got a boat picking up the dead ones with a dog. And, the dog is coming in, it's all the rope is anchored out up here. So he's swimming in a long line of decoys. He'll pull up, back, send the dog, and they'll go get it. So we watch that. We're thinking, we're counting the guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah. 3 more ducks, and it's our turn. We're going over there. So we're pulling in decoys.
Yeah.
We're pulling in decoys.
Public land 101.
Well, then, public land 101. Don't go where you think you need to. Go where they're killing them. Yeah. But anyway, so we're thinking, hey, we got to hurry and get these decoys up because I know how many they've killed.
That's where we're going.
That's where we're going. Just as soon as they pick up, like as soon as they pick up the last decoy, we're sliding right in behind them. Nobody's jumping line in front of us. Nobody likes a line jumper.
Yeah.
So anyway, we pick up our decoys. Well, little did we know, they instead of picking up their decoys, they just pulled that boat up there, and all the guys got on that smaller boat, and the big boat stayed there with the guide, and he just shuffles them to the boat ramp. Well, they come back with 4 or 5 more guys, and we already got our decoys up. I said, well, Brian, it ain't going to take it just a second. I mean, they kill 3 or 4 every time they come by. I said, as soon as he gets the birds up and pulls back over here, they're going to shoot them again. I said, let's just sit here and watch it. It's like watching Outdoor Channel. So we did. We just watched it. Well, that repeated another time or two. And they've had like 3 or 4 different groups just hammer these ducks. And they finally pick up their decoys. Our turn. So we go out there, and we're really going to kill it. Like, we're going to kill them. We're going to show everybody the best way to do it. So instead of sitting in the boat that had couches and heaters and coffee and this and that, we're going to stash the boat, and we're going to get tucked in up in the bushes.
Yeah.
And we're going to pick out mature Drake studs.
Purist.
Like we're not just going to water whack the first thing comes by. We're going to water whack the good ones.
That's right.
So anyway, that's what we do. So me being the friend that I am, we set the decoys, and I let Brian just hop out on a rock. I'm going to go park the boat and walk down. Ain't no sense in both of us walking, right? So I give him my shell bag, my shells, and my gun. So I back out, drive around, and I tuck the boat in up underneath the low-hanging limb, and tie it off, and I get out of the boat. Well, when I get out of the boat, I'm walking out through there, and I hear doom, doom, doom. Brian's just cutting them down. I thought, dude, I thought we were going to wait. I thought we were going to pick out the good ones. He said, man, trigger finger was itching. He's in crushing. So, again, like, I hurry up. I'm probably
party started and I ain't there.
Yeah, party started and I ain't there. So I pick up. And this is before all these BMF waders and all this fancy equipment. Like, we're in the old, like, neoprene days, So I'm going on up through there, and I get about 2 or 3 arm lengths away from Brian. And I trip over a rock. And I go underwater. I mean, underwater.
Submarine.
And that, like, I didn't fall towards the bank because it kind of got me off guard. I kind of fell and stumbled, like, left ear first. Bank's over here. And I fall left ear first. And when I fall, like, I just splat and go completely under, soaking wet. And I, like your story, I couldn't get my footing. So I'm pretty much, like, swimming back up to the bank and then, like, crawling up on these slick algae covered rocks. And I get back up there and I'm soaking wet. And Brian said, we ain't leaving. I said, and I'm not going to be the weakest link.
Yeah.
Like, I was raised, you be tough. If you can't be nothing else, you be tough.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, there ain't no quitting me. I said, I can sit here wet as long as you sit here. So then Brian decides he's going to get conservative. Well, I sat there and I sat there and I sat there and I sat there. And Brian, about every 5 minutes, said, you ready to go yet? I said, oh, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. It's like, oh,
I'm not leaving.
Yeah, I'm not leaving. So anyway, he just kept on. And finally, I said, look, there's 2 types of dogs. There's the types that stand at the fence and bark. And then there's the kind that stand on the front porch. I'm the one waiting on you at the fence. I'll be fine. Don't worry about it. And so he did. So we ended up killing our ducks. It rocked on there for another hour after I fell in. And we're talking single digits. Like, everything's iced over, and my clothes are crunchy. Well, I'm still not wanting to say anything to Brian. So we gather up our ducks, and put our zip ties on so we can identify, who's killed what or whatever. We gather up all the decoys. We get back in the boat. We're going back. And we probably had a 20-minute boat ride. So we get back to the boat ramp. Well, Brian is crispy dry, and he looked like Ralphie, like camouflage Ralphie. He's just got so many clothes on he can't put his hands down because Brian's a little guy and notorious for overdressing. And anyway, he was like, hey, let's lay the ducks across the boat. Let's take pictures like this, and then we'll take pictures like this. Let's do this. And I thought, Brian, I hadn't said anything all morning, but the gig's up. I've got to tell you, I'm to the point that I can't think anymore. And I don't know that I can get out of this boat because my waders are now froze to my body. I'm a human icicle. I'm going to pull off these waders if I can. If I can't, I want you to cut them off. And I'm going to sit down in that truck. And I'm going to sit there until I'm sweaty. So I don't know what you're planning on doing. You can take all the pictures you want to. But I'm going to take pictures before I leave because I'm excited like you are. But right now, I want to sweat. So I just took off all my clothes and went and sat soaking wet clothes in that truck. And I'm telling you, it's the coldest I've ever been in my life. So I feel for your buddy. But again,
if you
go,
oh yeah,
you're going to get wet.
We've all been wet.
But man, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you stopping by.
Heck yeah,
yeah.
Anytime you come up this way, you always welcome around us.
Yeah, y'all need to come over this spring. We'll do some wade fishing.
I don't know if I'm man enough to do wade fishing.
I'll go for a minute. I see a copperhead or a water moccasin, and I'm out.
I've got a pair of
like Jesus. I'll walk on
the new Drake BMF waders.
Yeah.
And I'm pumped up about them. And they even say they have Kevlar in them. I hadn't actually put them on.
Yeah.
It's the newest, greatest, latest thing out.
It's been too hot. It's all good.
But Kevlar or no Kevlar, I don't know that I want the only thing between me and a cottonmouth to be those Drake BMF waders.
Hey, Inside them great BMF waders was that pocket right there.
No, I'll tell you, if I see that copperhead or that cottonmouth, I'll tell you what's on the inside of mine, and it's liquid. Because it's going down both legs. I ain't about no snakes. I tell everybody I don't like anything that doesn't have shoulders or thumbs.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of snakes myself. I will not be the guy on the news that gets bit trying to handle a snake. Sure. That ain't gonna be me.
No.
Stay over there, I'll go fish over here.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna go fish over there. I'm going to the house.
Yeah.
Like, and here's the thing. I know you got a boat because I saw you get pulled over in the other day. I'm gonna bring a fire extinguisher and a life jacket.
We'll be in Mississippi.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. Well, I'll just stay on the boat. I feel certain that if I've got some cheesy poos and a grape and coke and a couple oatmeal cream pies, any kind of little Debbie, I can entertain myself on Grenada Lake. But anyway, we're excited that you come by. Thank you so much. You got to meet Mr. Robert tonight.
Yeah.
And hopefully you come back and don't invite us because I'm telling you, we'll burn some disc fuel.
Come on.
Well, that'll just about do it for another episode of Talking Quack and Smack with TC Duck Club. I'm Skylar Ray.
I'm Keith Thorpe.
I'm Cole Riddle.
And you got to meet Mr. Robert Youens. You never know who you're going to see here at TC Duck Club headquarters. Again, we'd like to remind you to get signed up at tcduckclub.com for our Alabama to Alaska sweepstakes. And also, September the 20th, we got a rubber duck race on Terrapin Creek. So get signed up, come hang out. A lot of good food, good fellowship, good folks. What can you ask for? Paying out first, second, and third place winners. So y'all get signed up for that. And hope to see you guys in the near future. Y'all stay with us. We're going to keep killing them.